Thank you for joining me once again, and welcome to these Now Site How to Case Studies. This will be part two of website updates. We will basically be going over the next part of the first uh, content that we covered, or the first steps that we covered during the first part of this tutorial. Now, initially, we learned how to access the templates that are offered by Now Site, how we could go through the process of choosing the one that speak to us, and next, updating. So I'm just going to go back where we were. So in the marketing tab, website, and you can see that the website that we started working on last is here, our Now Site AI Marketing Expert website. I'm going to click on edit right here so that I can access the editor. And just to recap on the basic navigation for those who are joining us directly on the part two, you'll notice that when we access our editor, the user interface is pretty simple. We have two sections. The main one where what we are creating in terms of website is appearing. And we have the gray section where all the elements, the tools that we need and settings will be here. So top to bottom, as we can see, we are in the website editor. There are two tabs to this. We have the website settings that we will cover last, but we are working now in the first tab, which is the website editor. And you can see that we have the different information around this asset, the website name, the URL chosen, and the .now, which is how our websites will end since we're hosting them for you. We have the business product profile, which ties into most of the conversation that we'll be having. We have the page menu, and we have the different tabs to our pages or to this website that we've created. We have the three dots here so that we can access the different options linked to this page. We can choose to hide, delete, duplicate, or at any point in time, switch the given page that we of our choice and make it the home page. We navigate through this page by using, of course, the digital pencil here. We will get back to that. For now, I'll keep going down. We have the business name, which is pertaining to the website name that we are creating. The website settings, which is pertaining to the meta data, what people will be seeing when you share this website link eventually on social media or through conversations, text messages. You have the social image share, which is exactly what people will see when you share the image, which was the welcome image that we saw coming in. This one will need to be reset most likely. And we have the flag icon, which is basically what follows the website on top of our navigation page, as you can see above here. The Now Site emblem, this is what we're referring to. And we have the keywords, which we will have to come back and update since this was a template. It didn't follow through. Actually, I'm just going to say publish out of here. I'm going to go back to our business profile where we started. I am going to go to our marketing experts. As you can see, I have been experimenting with others that I can quickly erase to keep the one that I want in priority. And go back here and boom, add a few keywords that were already picked out that I'm going to just copy so that I can come back to the website editor right here, back to the website, edit, and I will later on be able to add those in. I will have a choice of 10. I'm just going to see what the AI offered later on, but I'm pretty sure that marketing, enter would be one of my words. Sales, enter would be one of my words. AI would be one of my words. Chat, for example, GPT. Boom. So you can see you can choose these keywords. They're essential for website optimization as far as SEO comes search engine optimization. Of course, these keywords are what I expect to see across my website, so it's pretty fairly and simple to understand. I'm going to go to the page tab, and last time you remember, we had started on updates on the About tab, which I'm going to navigate to by clicking on the digital pencil, sorry. And you can see as I do this on the right side of the screen, the construction that we had put in place will appear, and on the left side of the screen, all the construction blocks that we will be working with. They're named by their function. This is essentially a click, drag, and drop tool. So the first section that we usually will start up with is a content section. As you can see, this here is mounted on a content section. And you can see that the content section is a placeholder for the rest of these blocks. If I click on the picture on which on the content section on which this picture is mounted, you can see that I have the content section diagram here that will allow me to choose how I will arrange the rest of the blocks to come, or the elements that I would choose to put in place. And this is what we did in the end with the sections below. As you can see, if I choose to grab a content section, click, drag, hold, drop, and when I drag it to the right side, the blue section here will indicate where the section will be dropped or released, and you can see here. And if I click on these different diagrams, as you can see, the shift of these different sections, these placeholders will change in a core. All right, so starting from the other end here, 3, 2, with weight on the left side or with weight on the right side, evenly spaced out, or a center block. Of course, when we're doing changes, if we decide to keep them, we want to OK and save by clicking on Publish atop left of my screen here. In this case, I haven't done any major change, so I'll simply cancel. Again, my construction blocks will appear. I definitely recommend taking the time to experiment with each one of these blocks across what we are creating to give a good idea of what they will do. I'm going to click on back here, and I'm going to navigate to our plan section where we will be doing the rest of the updates for this section. So as you can see, just like before, we have at the top a little construction block here, which I don't think it's pertinent or required. Or actually, no, I'll leave it to reinforce it. So here we will say marketing. As you can see, I clicked on the construction block, and automatically in the gray section, all the options that I have to work with this construction block, the content and style will appear. I was in the content and I added basically the title, and I can go over to style, and you will see the options that I have here from spacing and alignment. So you can see that if I click on alignment, we have the text alignment. Right now it's centered. If I wanted to have it right align, left align, or in block, or back in centered, I would make the choice. I have some options here for padding or margin. I can add some padding to that space if I choose to, for example, value of 20. And you can see that that space has now become a little bit larger than it was. I can remove that. Same thing with the margin. I can add some margin as well. So we'll add it for show just to see. And you see it creates a margin, not necessarily carrying over the background color, which is black, but pushing it down further. It could be used for design element, depending on what you're looking for visually. We have the content section background, which is currently solid color, black. Notice we have a drop-down menu with more option. This could have been transparent. This could have been a gradient, or this could have been an image. In this case, we're going to go back to the solid color. And what I'm going to be changing is the heading, if I'm not mistaken. I'll go back to the content. Yes, so it was the heading. So style, I am in the content, heading, and this is with the color. that was a problem with. Now I recommend saving your color codes on a notepad that is always accessible so that you can always reach out to that notepad as I did here. And I'm going to click on the color option, and here I will paste over the color code that we're working with here. Same thing here with this section. Oh, I'm going to OK, save, and I'm going to go here. Of course, here, I'm just going to switch this to a contact us. Encourage me to reach out, and I am going to go to the style, the heading, in this case, the background color. And in this case, I'm going to switch it over once again to my desired color. The heading here, in this case, I'm going to switch it from black, to white. I gave it away already. Oops, I made an error here. I clicked on the font size, and you can see how it affected the presentation. I want to bring it back to what it was here, 20. I'm just going to tab over to the previous one just to make sure that it was the right value. Pretty sure it was here, heading 20. Perfect. So now you see, I'm going to modify this picture. Right now it has a text on top of it. And this brings me to a first design tip or advice. Whenever you're creating content or creating your website, try not to overlap conversations. What I mean by that is make sure that the text, the picture that you select, which is a conversation piece of its own, is in line with what you're offering. In this case, we are not carpenters, but expert marketing, so we will need to update that. And also, we will see about keeping this text in full view. Depending on the strength of the picture that we will pick, we will have to make a choice. When I say strength, I mean visually charged. We will get to see that. Now I clicked on the content section, and you can see I have the setting options for this content section, and you can see I have the container. I can choose to have this full weight or container weight. In this case, we will come back to that. We have the weight section as well that we can modify, and you can see that it will reduce the size of that banner, right? The content section will have a different height as I use this toggle switch, right? So here I'm going to keep it at 60%, which is, I think, more than what I need. And you can see here the section block is in the middle. I could have it on the top or at the bottom, right? And you can see here already there's a lot more clarity or conversation coming across, whereas when it was in the middle, overlapping this part of the tools, right? Whereas the overlap on this side with the hammer being clearly seen was not happening, and we could clearly see this tool. And this is what we want to keep in mind. I'm going to go into style here, and you can see we're working on the background section. We have it selected as an image. Of course, if I use the drop down button here, I could make it transparent and there's nothing here. I could actually have a solid color, for example, if I choose to. Right, and already you see the strength of our conversation, our service coming through without anything else in the background. And this is important to understand. It could have been a gradient, all right, or a little bit of style, or an image where we were, or even a video. In this case, we're going to stick to the image. I'm going to click on image, and it's going to open up our editor, and we're going to go over certain things that we can do with the editor and certain things to keep in mind. So from the top here, we have our AI manager. If I click on this, it will open up basically our image search tool. I can bring forward our business conversation out of the stack that I have and have it search for something that falls within that conversation approach or offer. And you can see I can scroll down, and you can see I have different pictures, some of them busier than others. Right, and this is what I mean by the conversation on the picture. Whenever you're making your choice of the picture, if you intend to add extra content on top of it, then keep in mind keep that in perspective, and maybe pick a picture that allows you to add a little bit more conversation to it without too much overlap. I'll try to demonstrate here. So here I'm going to take a picture with enough space for me to wedge in a few words. Let me see here. This one, for example, would do great. This one would do even better, I think. I'm going to grab this here and I'm going to click on Edit Image. Now, as you can see here, we have an idea of shopping online, which is great to incite more sales. We have online shopping. And here, what I can do is use my add image, add text to image. And here I'll say sell like an expert with ease. Perfect. And you can see that now I have my conversation here above. I have space to add that in. If I scroll down, you can see that I have different options for the font size. For example, if I want this to be more present, I can use the options here on the content block to resize or reposition basically the context. I can use the color to once again bring in perspective my branding color. Now, this is something that we are doing within our editor, but it's definitely something that I would encourage also doing on Canva if there's a tool that you use. We'll try to keep everything that we do inside this tool, this session. So here, I'm gonna click on add. And as you can see, the picture is here, has taken place, but my conversation, the one that I added, is no longer present. I have our service here that is in the way. I can click, drag, and drop this right underneath the picture. These construction blocks can be moved as easily. Here, I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click again on the picture. And here, for example, I can choose to open up the width, the height, so that we can see this in perspective, which is an option that I have. Or I could go back, for example, to the image and maybe take out a little bit of that detail, the extra detail that I don't need, keeping the pay online and sell like an expert in perspective. And you can see I reshaped that conversation. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to save. And as you can see in the sample step, I added a lot more conversation power to this presentation. And how do you sell like an expert with ease? We will use our tools. Use our tools. So as you see, and services. As you see, I clicked on the text and basically I can pretty much add anything I want in the description box, up to me. Of course, I want to keep the interest around the intentions that I came in this space to market. So once again, after adding my conversation, I'm going to scoop over to the style option. And again, you have the different options that you have here. I'm concerned first with the heading size of it. I'm going to reduce it. Then the color, which I'm going to update. Perfect. And as you can see, now we're falling in place with our presentation. There's still a lot of space between the title here and this, and I'm going to go back to the style of this heading. I usually recommend keeping the heading between 25 and 35. This is my design preference. In this case, I will put 35. It will be seen enough. It allows also the tools or the conversation to be visible. There is a lot of space between this title and the rest of the description. I want to keep things very nice and neat. So I'm going to click on the content section, and you can see there is some padding or margin applied on top and on the bottom. So I'm going to go over to style of this content section. Go into spacing, and there is only on top that I'm going to reduce at 5 for my liking, and I'm going to zero out the bottom here, counting on the space left on the second content section. And here we have 3 service offers, and in accord to what we offer, you already know where we're going to be going with this. So the first one, we're going to go for the My AI, for which we'll come back for a description. Actually, we'll take out the description here since we have a paragraph here that we'll pay to use. I'm going to click on the other one and repeat the steps, this time with the marketing AI in mind. Remove the description. And last, or the one before the last, since our grand service, keeping in line with our latest release, will be most likely our nav. So unlimited AI. Perfect. Just to be on the safe side, I am going to bring forward our official website. Make sure that I keep it in line with everything, including the spelling of our brand. Boom. So as you see, what we're going to be doing is most likely getting some information from our official site, which is now.site. I will be using some elements in the website that will also show you how we can get content from the website into our design elements as well. Why not? So we're going to go back to our website here. So already you see I have a few things that I'm going to be doing. In this case, since we have a brand color scheme for our different products, I will try to introduce these different colors. One of the things that I did beforehand is that I did have some fun a little bit with Canva, and I recommend using that tool. So I should have a few elements here that I already designed. I'm going to be putting those into the website and also be sharing it into our team environment. So as you can see, very simply, I clicked on the picture in place, went to the left side where I have all the style, click on change image, went to my image, which is the second options on the image editor, which acts as basically the images that I have. I clicked on the image that I had in store and brought it in. Perfect. Same goes for the last one. Now, of course, I haven't created anything for nav, so we'll take the time to do this together. So that way, just in case you're not familiar with the process, you will get a chance to experience it. So here, I'm going to remove these since the title kind of gives away what the service is. And the reinforcement is something that is not bad. Here, I'm going to click back here, style, spacing, 30 on top, a little bit too much for me. I'm going to bring it down at 5. So here I have these. Here I definitely have a design issue with the color, style, content section, and of course I'm going to bring it down to my color of choice. Forgot to copy. Ended up pasting the wrong content there, which I'm going to correct and bring the color into bar. Here, edit, and notice this is an edit block, so the content is in the edits. I'm going to update that to 2024. I'm going to highlight it, format, text color. Oops, switch it to white. This is basic word editing text block, so we will invite you to research and just take a look at it. It's pretty fairly simple. It's one of the content block here that we offer, the text editor. If I click drag it in place, you'll notice that we have a space for the heading, subheading, and we have a edit text block. And if I go over that one, I have a basically Word type document with the basic menus in place that I can use to type in content. So I'm going to cancel that, cancel this, and publish and save. Now, for the conversation aspect of these different paragraphs, I recommend making or taking advantage of the tool that we offer. So I'm going to click on the edit text block, and this is the paragraph that we have. And you can see here I have the edit block. I'm going to make use of the AI. It has our expert business description in mind, and I can say write a short description of my AI. AI service or tool, a service plan, I would say. Service plan. Let's see where this falls. Of course, I can always double back to the offered description on our website, but here, unlock the power of full potential of AI marketing without my service AI plan. It's like that tool tailored for ambition, brand ambassador, and independent entrepreneur startup. I like this part. It's more than enough for what I want. I'm gonna copy this here instead of using the full body text, which I could have done like this. In this case, just gonna highlight, Control V to paste the short text that I chose, and here you go. Do the same here with the same command. So here, do it for our marketing AI tool. And next are unlimited AI. We're gonna try to, I was gonna say, reach two birds with one stones, and there you go, in one throw. So elevate your marketing strategy with our expert marketing AI tool, crafted for brand ambassador and independent start. Here. Now there's a little bit of repetition here. I am probably gonna come back to that. And same, highlight, Control V, boom. And here, same thing, edit here. And you can see at one point this becomes pretty repetitive. And same thing, the new house. Here, offer. I'm gonna copy this. And go. Control V this, and boom. Now we have a description for each one of our tools. Of course, very simply, what we would want to do is add a button. Here, get started. And of course, here, I'm going to anchor it with my affiliate link here. Since we have two services or two service conversion link, the one for the My AI and the one for the marketing AI. So we'll do this here. It started with the marketing tools. Tools, I'll say tools here. Sorry about that. And here, on the other hand, we'll say get the social. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake here. As you can see, social media tools. Okay, I'll do this here. I'm gonna invert this, which was my initial. Here I get the marketing tool. Here. Different ways, but still got where I wanted to go. Here, what we're gonna do, since we are color branding, okay, here, we are gonna switch the color to my AI, whereas we will leave the color for the marketing and the unlimited tool here. Boom, I can publish. And now for what we are missing, the nav. In this case, what I'm going to do, start with the content section. I am now going to split this into, okay, I'm going to bring in here the video block, actually. I'm going to drop that here. Boom. And of course, what I'm going to do is put a video pertaining to the nav cell system. Now I have and will be offering the pertaining link that we need. I pretty much have already shared this in the team section here. The updated videos that we offer for the nav rollout. So we share them into the description, and for now, for this purpose, I will include it in our link here. Let me just a few seconds to retrieve those. Boom. And put the first one. Actually, I was saving this one for last. We're going to use that one at another time. I have another video here that I'll bring in. 1 second. Add this to my library of links as well while we're at it, so I'll have them handy. But the one that I was going to put in is the one actually referring to our actual nav service. I'll add more power to this conversation. I'll use this one on the beginning of the website. Why not? So we have this here, and actually, come to think about it, what we're going to do is I'm going to bring this one back up. So I'm going to bring it back. Why not start the conversation with something as strong as a video, which I came to mind, and we're going to get to see the difference between the container and switching this to full width. So it's going to be a little bit bigger. I am going to switch the weight here. So I have this, and we're going to grab a headline, and this is where we're going to say sell. Expert. Use the power of AI with the ease of a few clicks. Here. So I think this will be a stronger landing for what we are doing. I'm going to go to the heading, and I'm going to change this conversation font to Poppins for clarity. Boom. And actually, I'm going to put this and we're gonna make it full fold. So we have this here. We're gonna remove this one, which will no longer be needed. And actually, I'm gonna bring this back up here. I'm gonna remove this Marketing Made Easy tab, as well as the Contact Us tab. Oops, oh, remove the wrong one. It does happen. So just gonna go back here. And it was sell like an expert in a few. Oops. In a few clicks. Style. Heading. Space. Perfect. And lastly, of course, color. And we're gonna publish. So now we have a nice as use all tool. I'm gonna add a little bit more here just for design. Well, voice, I have my first capital here. Not sure if my English teacher would approve, but I am in my school now. Just jokes, but here it's always fun to work. So here you go, and we now have this here. Of course, I would much want. Oh well, sorry about that. One last thing, of course, the call to action. Get it today. And of course, I'm going to add the Knives sales link that I have. Perfect. In this case, I'm referring them to our sign up page, which is a nav.now.site. And with this in place, of course, I believe the color for this new tool is our navy blue, but we will see. Okay, perfect. Now as a final touch, I'm just going to level the background color, in this case with an image here. I'm going to go to my images. I do have a just plain gray background that I tend to use for design, just to even out the presentation here. As you can see, small things to be corrected here. I am gonna make sure that my spacing is centered. Oops, oh, sorry, I was in the wrong section here. So on this, center properly. Same goes here. Now again, this is a design choice, but you can keep the left align, right align, or however you see fit. Here you go, publish. So very simple design here, element. I'm gonna click on here. I'm gonna add a little bit more strength to this background section with a color. Of course, I'm gonna use our signature color. And that point here as well. I'm gonna switch a little bit of the color around. Boom. And of course, the style here in the heading had to be brought back into the white. Boom. And now I have this button. What I'll do is a niche up here. Remove this here. I'm gonna leave it with the white strip and leave this. We're gonna publish this. Boom. So here, quick little update on our product page. We have the support page here that in this case I'm not necessarily going to keep, so I'm going to duplicate this. Oh, sorry, I meant to delete rather than duplicate. So we're going to remove this duplicate. Oh, sorry. Delete. 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 And oops, delete. I was about to do the same thing again. Wow. And this basically will become our support hub. So I'm going to go here, and this is what they had in the digital card. In this case, what I'm going to do is get rid of this entire section. So roll this as well. Actually, the whole content section won't require a map. So I'm going to get it out of here. And I only have a form. I'm going to switch the positioning of this. I am going to left align it. I'm going to switch the form from one side to the other. I am going to go back in the background. I am going to for now, remove this picture, this color. I'm going to add a digital card. So you see here, I will have some information to offer. I'm going to switch the weight in this case here. Yes, that's about what I want for now. I'm going to OK this. I'll go back to the content section. The spacing. I'm going to remove the extra space here. I'm going to remove all the extra blocks that I don't need. Here, same goes when I click here. There are some construction blocks that I can access. I won't be necessarily offering a contact number, so I'm going to remove this and both the numbers as well. Here in email, I will refer to support at now.site. Of course, you will be entering your equivalent email here. For now, I'm not gonna have a website tab. I won't keep the Facebook. I won't keep the LinkedIn, the Twitter. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna offer the email and well, for now, that's it. And a contact form for a booking. I think that would be great. Here, we'll keep it simple. Here, my name in this case will be your AI expert. Oops, sorry. Your AI expert here. The font was speaking to me, and I'm gonna simplify it here and regular as well. And while I'm here in the heading, and outline all this. Perfect. Change image. My images. And I'm pretty sure that I have a picture of me somewhere here. So many work done, so many work done. Well, we'll keep it simple in this case. I am gonna go to outside here. I'm gonna crop out the logo. This is perfect for now. I'm gonna go back to my background, style, and image here. I'm gonna use, as I said, my little great background that I like. And at this point, you can see that I'm going fast because it's just a repetition of things that we've done. Here, copy. What we're gonna do is bring the color of these buttons in perspective of our brand conversation. Boom. And we're gonna scoop over here for this command. I'm gonna change this form, which is one of our legacy forms. So I'm just gonna remove this here. And I'm gonna use one of our contact form. So click, drag, drop, and you can see here, style, I can go to the buttons attribute and right away tone the color here. Perfect. I have the form labels that I can also bring in mind the color here. Boom. Here, for reinforcement, I can grab a large image, place it here. I click on add. I'm going to go to the search and I'll say, for example, call. So I can get these different call center information that I can use. Let's see. What I'm going to use this gentleman right here. Why not? I'm just going to reduce a little bit of the picture here. So I have that here and heading. Get all your answers and more. Here we're going to switch the font to my regular poppin. Here. Here. No. Wait. To guide you. Obligations. Perfect. So now you can see here, put the conversation in perspective here. Just gonna reduce a little bit this title to 35. Oops. 35. And of course, add in what is missing. Copy our branding color in the title. And publish here. So here, as you can see, pretty simple update here was done. Just gonna come back here. Let me try something different here. Change image. My image is image here, and I will say Okay. Um, oh, what I was looking for a little is a little robot. Oh, there you go. I was expecting him to be a little bit bigger, but hey, why not? Please. Save this guy. Bring him here. Oh, wait. Here. We're gonna swap them around. Why not? So here and here. A little bit of here change here. Go back to my robot. Hopefully. Here he was. There you go. And here is food. Or here, I'll use this one as a profile picture. Sorry. Contact your AI expert. And here you go. In a few clicks, made something that stands out without being aggressive, relaying the information that we need, and also putting forward strong intent. Okay. Oh, here, let me see if we can grab something interesting. Oh, why not? I'm gonna copy and save some of these images from our website. So I'm just simply clicking and saving them to my computer. So that way I can have those part of the conversation for embellishment here. So I can definitely, for example, add a few images here. Actually, I'll leave these alone. I'm just gonna save here for now. Just gonna go back into the About Us. And maybe here I'll add a few. I'll change a few of these pictures that kind of felt a little bit busy. So here. Just have to locate these recent download in my computer here, and Just going to bring them in one by one. And finally apply them in the space. Now that I brought them in, I can simply select them and bring them about in these pieces. Here, I'll just try to give them even space. So it's going to be a little bit nicer. Here, same thing. Images. I'm going to grab this one or this one here. Following the same rules before, I'm going to reduce the spacing here and make this a little bit more concise. Perfect. So as you can see, in a few clicks, we have updated all of our sections here. So we will stop at this for now. It's plenty enough for today. The last part, we will be looking at finalizing these links and the rest of the confirmation, getting it ready for publishing. We might add some final touches with some advanced construction in Canva. So for now, we will save. And that concludes the part 2 of this tutorial. We will be making this ads available at the end of part 3. Or as it is, we will make this available now and we'll add more to part 3. Thank you again, and hope you enjoyed this session. See you again soon.